Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Fabio Font. Welcome back to another video on my weight loss effort here within the community of YouTube, within the Facebook community. I'm a strong believer in social media, and I'm a very strong believer in the technologies that will allow us to live a better and a longer life, basically that will allow us to live healthy life, and the information, the statistics that we have, the science of today. And all of these things together, basically with my knowledge as a physician, with my training as a weight loss, basically an obesity medicine specialist, what I've come up with. And this is our new website. Please ignore all the links you see up here, which I bet a lot of you are looking at. You're looking at all the stuff I'm doing. A lot of the stuff is crypto related. Man, today, you know what? I'm not even gonna go there, but today has been a catastrophic day in the cryptocurrency world, and I have to talk about it because even though that's not the point of this video, but India just announced that they're basically gonna try to ban crypto. India, like a billion plus population country, cryptos went down like 30% in within hours. It's been a hell mess. But regardless of all that, money is just a part of life. Your health is more important than money, because as much money as you may have, if you're sick, you can't enjoy it, and you're not going to live to enjoy the benefits of having all that money. So as far as the website is concerned, it's called youneedbetter.org. Now, the motto of my website, and I'm making this video for two purposes. First of all is to say our motto. This is going to be something that I'm going to be saying a lot in the future too. And it's based on a statistic that comes up, and that I want you folks to remember this number. A body mass index above 30 is the definition of 30 plus is the definition of obesity. So a body mass index of 30 or more, which defines obesity by most standards, at the age of 40 years will live 7 years less. So somebody that is obese or that has a BMI, let's not call it obese, forget obesity, forget the word obesity, because today that carries a lot of stigma. Let's define things objectively, and I want you to go and check out your body mass index right now. So a body mass index of 30 at 40 years of age, you will live 7 years less. That's almost a decade of your life. That's a hell lot of time. For a human being that lives approximately 80 years of life, that's like a tenth of your life that's gone away. And that's not even talking about the quality of your life, for most of your life. If at 40 you have reached a BMI of 30, that means most likely as time goes on your weight's actually gonna go up, but let's not look into that. So that's one thing. Now, the second thing I wanted to talk about, and this is the motto of this video, the reason for this video is to talk about the mindset, and this is what I want, something that I want to communicate to a lot of people. The mindset that you have to have in weight loss, and to understand what will bring you beyond the problem, which is obesity. Obesity is a reflection of a problem, is something that happens after many years of problems packing up, no matter what the reason may be, whether it's a sleep problem, mental health issue, whether it's a genetic issue, whether it's a medication issue. It doesn't matter. Whether it's a combination of all these things, whether it's sedentarism, it doesn't really matter, because it takes the same problem for some time for you to eventually develop that BMI of 30. So it's a chronic issue. But the idea is that we know so far that you have to approach obesity. It's not like blood pressure where you can simply fix with one medication. We just assume everybody's like, well, yeah, and everybody is hypertensive, essential hypertension. Here, start you on HCTZ, thiazide, or enalapril, an ACE inhibitor, and then you're done. And then we'll see you in 2 weeks. No, not really. We have to look at everything at the same time now, and this is a different type of medicine from the medicine that's practiced. Now we have to be more of a holographic approach, a more comprehensive approach on a condition. But regardless, this is the mindset of you, the patient. You have to have this mindset regarding to obesity, and I hope that the physicians and the healthcare specialist, the nutritionist, endocrinologist, everybody that's watching this video is going to start approaching it and absorbing this message. If you see a nutritionist and you are the patient, your interest has to be beyond that nutritionist's interest in you. Okay? So from now on, your interest in your relationship, in your weight loss effort, has to become beyond the person that's interacting with you, and they have to become a barometer of how you are doing. So basically, next time you go, for example, for your kinesiologist, okay, when you go to your kinesiologist, if you're like this, okay, that's a sign that you're not stepping up to the same level of your kinesiologist. So you have to be at least at the very same level they are. You should be above their level. You should be more excited, and they should be there to push you up. Yeah, let's go. You're doing it right. You're doing it right. They should be there to cheer you up. Nutritionist is the same thing. They should be guiding you, but you should be beyond their interest, in you. Their interest for you has to be there, and it will be there. But in reality, they shouldn't be the ones pushing you beyond your interest. Most of the time, I'm saying, in reality, it depends. Some people, every human being is different, and certainly the different stamina, the different, everybody has a different readiness to the weight loss situation, and everybody's at a different stage in their receptivity towards transformation, or however you want to call it. But the idea behind this is that whenever you face someone, it's an opportunity for you to not only tune up, but you already understand from the state of how they are as an individual, what you can become and how you can become better. For example, if you have a teacher, okay, and let's say you put, folks, you become a little bit like your teacher. If you want to subscribe, or if you want to put your children to study ballet, your daughter to put in a ballet class at the same place as a teacher that doesn't really care. She's always like droopy. She's like kind of not really caring much. How can you expect your children to become proficient in ballet? They're not, because the mindset is extremely important. There's a transference of mindset that needs to be there. So when you go see your weight loss physician, this takes place. When you go see your nutritionist, this takes place. So you have to select the people that give you this type of care for that reason. So not only do you have to absorb from them the mindset, and this is why you folks need to watch these videos, because there is something that you get beyond the one-on-one, facial interaction. The ideal thing, of course, is face-to-face communication regarding your health, but you have to be beyond that person. This is what should happen. So when they tell you, yeah, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to then program yourself to do it a little bit beyond their recommendation. You have to take it to heart, and then it's like you plan up here, but you end up doing this much anyways. So, but anyways, that's the idea behind it. Same thing for the kinesiologist, or the sports people, the trainer. If you get a professional trainer to help you out. All right, folks. So that was it in a nutshell. Now let's do what we have to do. You got to spin the wheel. Let's see what we got to do today. Okay, so we got to do 10 jumping jacks. So you see, folks, you have to find, so folks, the obesity fly has spoken. You got to start doing those jumping jacks. So yeah, so be careful to your jumping jacks. Don't fall, trip, and like break something. But remember the statistics. If you are obese at age 40, you're gonna live 7 years less. What a fucking stupid way to die. I mean, come on, folks. You struggle so hard. You do so much. You go through so much in your life to die 7 years earlier because we couldn't. Because this wasn't approached with. Because this wasn't dealt with. This has to be dealt with This will be dealt with, and you have to be the person engaging your physician. You have to be, if your physician is lazy, you gotta fire that person. You gotta find another one. This is what I'm trying to say. If your nutritionist is not, if you don't feel like there's some chemistry, if you don't feel like that, like this person is you know, like pumping you up, like you're feeling like you're invigorated. If you don't feel like when you're out of that clinic, like you're already in a mindset of, okay, yeah, I gotta do this. This is what you have to look for. Not just information. Information you can get on YouTube, you can get it on Wikipedia. You need to leave those interactions with a mindset, so that, I mean, when you leave, you have something else. Because, I mean, these people, supposedly, they live in there, right? I mean, that's what they do. A nutritionist, that's all they do. They do this 8 hours a day. So, I mean, if 8 hours a day and they're like this with you, yeah, well, yeah, no, but typically it should be, you should do this type of diet. I have these products that are really good. So a lot of my, that's not, I mean, it depends who you are. Maybe for some people that's going to click a lot. You know, you have to find what suits you, and you know, you have to kind of find the chemistry that suits you better. But bottom line, you once you find that, you have to do a little bit more, because this is your interest, this is your life, this is your health, and these are the 7 years that when you lose them, that's it, you lost them, you're dead. Your nutritionist is fine, they're healthy, they have whatever BMI they have, whether it's 50 or whether it's 10, well, it doesn't matter. They will live their life independent of you. So that's what I'm trying to say. In the end, you are 100% held responsible for every little detail of your life and your health, regardless of how much you think and you want to blame and you want to love and you want to live in a fairy tale land. Life, it is what it is. And the bottom line is that obese at 40 years of age, you will live less. And not only that, folks, I do telemedicine, and I can tell you that I do telemedicine, and I see a lot of people that the weight issue is a major issue, and it's a very difficult. Telemedicine, first of all, is not a place where we can prescribe weight loss medication to begin with, but it's a huge problem. So I mean, I created this weight loss program that has an online method or online approach. Part of the weight loss issue is, first of all, communication. It's a huge communication issue. It doesn't really exist from a starting point. I think the best thing in terms of weight loss will be for us to develop some sort of technology like Watson, whereby people have some sort of authoritative artificial intelligence which just goes around with you all the frigging time and then helps you out, and you know, it helps you. This will be a little bit like bariatric surgery. This is what bariatric surgery is, by the way, folks. And bariatric surgery right now is for anybody that needs to lose more than 35% total body weight. And if you look at, statistically speaking, of the people that, and I mean, I'm just saying from my experience as a physician, I see people that have big health issues, and I don't see them necessarily for their weight issues, and I see a problem in 10 years that nobody is facing in right now, and my little effort here is so minute in an ocean of disaster that's coming up that I feel sad already that I am not able to put a lot of these people in the boat. First of all, because of lack of interest and from the people, and this is why I'm making this video. I wish I could inject indirectly into some of you, but hey, this is fate. Fate is that you know, if people don't want to get treated for high blood pressure, you live and you die according to your decisions. Whether people call it karma, whether people call it stupidity, all I'm trying to say is that people that are obese at 40 years of age, this is statistics, will live 7 years less. That means, folks, you die early. That means, you know, that we can potentially do something about this. I'm not the only method. I'm not the only path by far. But what I'm saying is that there's a lot of resources out there, and I applaud all those of you that are doing your best. I wish, and I will work from my side, you know, to try to help bring about whichever methods are. I strongly believe in medications. You know, just like we use medications for high blood pressure, we use medications for obesity. And anyways, now this video is going, we're drifting into a rant. This has gone now into rant levels, but bottom line is that it's a chronic problem. It has there's a huge social aspect to it, and part of the big problem here is that it's being ignored. It's being ignored, and it gets belittled a lot. And you know, hopefully people will. I'm doing a lot of social media campaigns right now, and I have this little cool video that I'm going to be putting on YouTube, so you know, watch it, and hopefully